yeah, after the password, we add this one. So after the password, okay, so here we need to have size box here, so that in between the size box we can add a rich text. And let me, this should be 20, at least it should be a bit smaller than the other one. So here let's add a rich text here. So test, mm, test dot rich, rich text. Okay, and inside this we'll be adding, mm, let me see, we need to add a text span. Mm, let's add text span, and inside the text span we'll be adding, let me see, we'll be adding children. Yeah, so but after the children we'll have our first test here. Okay, so our first test will be, uh, let's say the one written here is, you agree, the first one, you agree to the LinkedIn, you agree to the LinkedIn. So next we'll add a star to this. Yes, and the star, test, uh, test. And for the test style, we'll add color, uh, color. And first one will be colors. Let me go colors, and colors dot gray for the first tests. Then we add a font of font. So I go font size, yes, and font size should be 14 here. Okay, so we have this one ready. Now we're going to add this one and the others. Okay, so rich tests. Now let's add in the children, that is where we'll be adding the colors to the other tests. So test span, start with the test span, okay, and with the test span I'm gonna first add the test and the styling as we have here. So basically like this, but inside another test span. Okay, so this one will be user agreement, and then style, let's have font, color, then we have this, we use color, let's use the K primary here, and agreement K primary 14. Yeah, this is good. So next you need to duplicate this text span here inside the child here. Make sure you have comma here, and then the next one will be the policy. So we need to add a comma in front, then we added the policy. So it's a, let's add private policy. Okay, private policy, then we leave the starting to be the same. Next we add the end, and so we copy same, make sure you add a comma here, and then we put this one will be end, and but for this and the color here will be gray because we don't want it to be the same as the primary. So colors dot gray. Okay, good. Colors dot gray. So what we've done is to add all this up to here. We just copy and paste and then add the cookies. Okay, so here we add cookie policy. Cookie policy, and this is having the primary. Good. But the space in between here, we want it to be 20 instead of the 30 we have down there. So this is basically for all. So we are done with 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna start the sign in. Sign in here, it's a bit different from what we were doing, but the only difference is the top and then the bottom we added down here. And this is sign in with Google or sign in with your email account. So let's do that. In the sign in, we had imported packages, which we have here, and then we have a stateless widget with sign up. Okay, so let's step into the column. In the column, we're going to add the first one will be child for the column, children rather. Okay, so let's add children. And in the children, what we'll be looking at is to add a size box first, so that size box, and in the size box we'll use height to have some space at the top. So yes, now after the size box here, so we have a space here, we have a space at the top. Now we're going to add these ones. Okay, so the next one is to add a pattern after the size box. So let's have pattern. Okay, we have pattern. So let's use a constant for this. Const, and then we have edge insert. But this edge insert, we're gonna use dot symmetric so that we cannot add the horizontal, and we set it to 10. Okay, so after the edge insert, we're gonna have a child, and this child will be a row. So we have the row, and inside the row we're gonna have the logo, but the logo we have that already in the sign up here. So why don't we pick the logo side, which is this one. We don't add the child, we only add this side. Yes, but we have the padding in there, so I add the logo. So let me see. Size, yes, the row, children, logo. Let me see. Logo. Yes, it should work fine. I'm trying to get the error. Here, let me add main inside the row. svg dot access dot inside the row. Okay. Let me put this children again. Okay. So children. Children. Okay. I'll put this here. It should be row children. Okay. Then the row main axis. Then I use main axis. Then we do space between. Okay, perfect. So next is to add a simple pattern, and this pattern will be after this, and that one we're gonna add this side to it. Okay. Pattern and but this pattern here we're gonna do dot instead of symmetric. We'll do the dot only. So then dot only will look at the right side, and the right side will give it, let's say, 10. Okay. Now let's go child. We add test. So test widget, and this test widget will be having the test of join now. Okay, so let's keep this small letters. So join now, we'll add a star to this. So star, and we do test star. So we do color, and we do first K color, K primary color. Okay, then next we're gonna do the font. Font. So font size is 16. Okay, font size 16. Okay, so now we are done with this one. Now we're gonna do this side. This side, I think we can have the same one here. Password, email, yeah, probably to this side. Yeah, but we need to make sure we end it well. So after here, we should be ending the padding here. Okay. And then the pattern here. No, only the pattern. Okay. So let me see. Test. Pattern. Children. Also here. Yes. children row pattern again. Okay, good. So next we need to just change this text. Sign in. Yes, so sign in. Well, we can do in so that it looks exactly like this. But this we need to change. No, we need to either add it to be a bit bolder, because if you see this is bold. So what we will do here is to add font weight bold to this one. Bold. So here, let me add font width. Font width. Then I do font width dot bold. Dot what bold. Okay, good. So this one is done. Now we change this to email and password. Email and password, good. But here we want to add anytime a person clicks on the email, it should bring the email keyboard. So we do keyboard, then let's do tests, input type dot email address. Then here, the second one, we're gonna do the same thing for the password, but here we'll do dot visible password. Okay, good. Now we are done with the password side. Now we need to give some space after the text form. Need to add size box in here. And this size box, we'll set it to 20. Oh, yeah, good. And this, what we are about to do is to add this checkbox here, checkbox and these ones. So okay, so let's set this to center using the center widget, and I'm gonna add a child, and the child will be a row, and the row will be man axis, man axis. We use dot stat. Okay. Next is to have the checkbox, but before that we need to include that in children, and we have the checkbox. Checkbox, this one. We have value and then on change. The value we set this to remember. Okay, and we'll add an active color to the remember. So active color. Then we'll add colors dot. We add green to this. Okay, and then we're gonna have this kind of green. Then we have for the on change, we need to actually add some set state in here. So for the on change, we'll give the on change a value, and this value is set. Set state is the set state here, and inside the set state, we'll now set the remember to the value. Remember to value like this. Value like this. Okay, so now we have set this one. Next, what we have to do is to add the pattern to this. So let me look at the design again. So we have the checkbox. We're gonna have the remember here. So let's look at the next one. Forget password, remember me. Then what? Learn more. Okay. So after the set value, let's add a test here, right after the checkbox. I'm gonna add a test widget. Okay, and this test widget will have remember me, and we'll style it. So and let's add font size. So font size, and I set this to 16. Okay, then next one, I'll add a color. And color, let me set color to colors. Colors dot gray. $800. Okay. Next is to look at adding a size box to this. Okay, so let's add a size box in between. Now we have this. Now we need to give some space here so that we can have this. So full stop here. So I put copy and paste this one here. Okay, and this one, since it's gonna be the space in between like this, it will be width instead of height, and this should be 10. Okay, after that we'll be adding the tests again, and here will be learn more instead of remember me. Do learn more. Okay, and here we need to put the font weight to, let me see, bold. So add the font weight to bold. So font weight, then we go font weight dot bold. Okay, then what we have to do is to set this color to the K primary color. So K primary color. Okay, good. So it's set this to the blue color we have in the K primary. Next, let's target this one. So we'll be adding a size box to give some space in between, but this will be height instead of width. So height, okay, and this height will set it to 20. So after this, we want to use a gesture detector for this so that it can be clicked. So here I'm gonna call a gesture detector. Gesture detector, and gesture detector. Let's use an untap from the gesture detector and let's set. Let me see. Gesture detector. We need to use the navigation to navigate to a password field, which this password field we have the file, but we are yet to set it. Okay, so I'm gonna borrow this one here. I copy. Yes, the navigating to. Yeah, okay. Wanna be lazy, so to this side, and we set this to forget password, and this will work on this file later. So then we're gonna add, after the forget password, what we'll do is to add a child. Material. Let me see a material from here. Okay, then inside, we should still be inside the gesture detector. Then we'll add a child, and this child will be tests. Will be a test widget. Let me see. Material. Let me see. This material ends here, so we don't need this. Tests. Okay. So test gesture. So for the tests, let me add, let's say forget password. So forget password. Good. So this one, we do the forget password, and we need to style this a bit. So I put the style in here. Then I say test style. Test style. Okay. And for test style, I go color, and then I go primary. Okay, then next I'll go font size. Font size, then I go this 14 will be okay. Then next I go the font width. Font width, let's go font width dot bold. So font width dot bold. This one. Okay, so we are done with the forget password, which is this one. Then we go to this button, then we finish with this one. But for the button, but first let me add size box in between a gesture detector, and this will be height of 15. So after that one, we need to actually add this button, which we already have a similar one here. So we can simply go there and then copy that. So let me see. So we can copy from here. down to this side, this one, everything here will be needed. So we can just copy it here and then go to the sign in place and then dump it here. But we need to change this. We are not using this. We'll be using another one, which it will be taking us to the mobile screen itself, and we are yet to work on this file. It's called the mobile screen. Yeah, this one. Good. Well, we need to change this to continue. Continue. Okay, good. So let me check this again. So continue. Now we have to do this or divider here, and then we add this button, then we are done with that page. Okay, so next one will be, next one after the continue, we need to also add a size box to have some space in between. Okay, so this here. Then for the next one, we need to put that in a row. Yeah, since we want to add that kind of order, then we go main axis, and then main axis, we go main axis, dot space evenly. Okay, space evenly. Next, we're gonna do children, and children we're gonna have the size box. So size box. Okay, size box in here. And for the size box, we'll have a height of probably 0. Let's do 0.3 for the height. Then we do the width of the how long it's gonna look like. So it's gonna be 100, and then we'll have a child, and this child will be inside a container. Yes, and the container will have decoration. So inside the container, let's have decoration. Oh, decoration. Okay, so this decoration will have box decoration, and with the box decoration, we'll be using the color to have that kind of divider there. So color, and we set the colors dot black. Okay, good. Colors dot black. Okay. Next is to add the or test here. This or test in between. Okay. So we'll use a test widget to do that. So after the size box here, I'll add a test widget, and very simple. And here I'll add all. Perfect. Next is to repeat what I did up there down here, so that the all will be in the middle, and then I'll have this around it. So I take the size box, copy, and then I just paste it in here. Yeah, so the same. So now I have finished with this side black and this side black using a container. Then now let's fix this. Okay. So what should we use for this? We should use elevated pattern for this one. So this is gonna be the Google sign in, and we have done a similar thing in one of the pages. So before that, let me add this space here, and this actually is 20 will be okay. So we have done a similar thing in one of the pages here, this one. Which page was that? Let me see. Was it the sign in? Agree and join. Agree and join. Let me see this. Continue. Let me see this one. We have the normal buttons here, but we don't have the Google sign in, which I think it should be somewhere here. Mm, yes, this one. So we pick this size box. Let me see where it ends. Okay, so exactly this. Here. Then we go to sign in. After this, we paste it here. Okay. So, but let's see what is on it. Sign in with Google. Okay, so sign in. Sign in with Google. Okay. So let's see. There's something else we have to do. Sign in with Google. Okay, perfect. So we're basically done with this page. So we have done the sign in with Google, and we need to just add a small space beneath it so that it does not hit the bottom of that side. So I'm gonna repeat a simple side box right beneath this. So after this size box, then I add this and I set this to 20. Okay. So with the other one, so we're gonna finish with the forget password. The forget password, we have included all the what files we need, constant, config, and all that. So this is basically the same as the one we've been working on, but this is a bit different just in case in terms of the look of the logo, and then forget password, and then we have one input field and then a button. So first let's do this. This is similar to this where we have all this one here almost the same. So we're gonna paste it in here, but before we paste it in here, let's put this inside a pattern widget. Yeah, pattern widget, and let's see, this pattern we're gonna add edge insert to this. So edge insert to this, and we will use let's use symmetric for this one. Yes, and the symmetric horizontal, and we'll set this horizontal to 10. Okay, so in here we can now paste the logo here, but this is child, so we need to add a child to this, and then we paste that here. Let's look at this. This logo looks a bit bigger than the other one, so instead for this to be 30, we change this to 40, so that is a bit bigger. Okay, then what we do is to look at the next one. The next one is this, forget password and all that. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna give some spacing in between our padding here. So we'll use the same size box. I copy it here and then paste it here. The spacing we should give at least, let me see, between this and this at least 50 will be okay. Okay, then after that, let's add same pattern, but we don't need this one, so I take it off. Okay, but we'll need children for this instead of a child. So I'll first add a column to this. Then inside this column, I'll add the children. Okay, but inside our column, we're gonna do the cross axis cross. Then we use dot start. Okay, so let's step in the children. In the children, we're gonna have let's have a test. Yes, test widget, and the string will be forget password for the first one. Forget password. Okay, so this forget password. All right, and forget password. Let's style it. So tests style, and this test style we add a color and the color we're gonna add colors dot. Here we'll use black for this. Okay, and let's set font size. Font size and probably 30 will be okay. Yeah, for this one, the font. Then we now add this. So this will also add another text widget. So I give a comma here. Comma here, but I need to copy this. Oh, what is this? This is for, oh, this is for our tests. So like this is okay. And I copy this, another test here. And this test, we change the string to reset what? Password in 2 steps. Too quick. Quick steps. Okay. In 2 quick steps. Okay. Now we're gonna add this one. Well, let me check the styling. Black is okay, but the font size, let it be a bit smaller. 16. Okay. Then we add the spacing here before the next one. Spacing, let me see. So space in between this to this. How much space? Okay, 50. Let's do it 50. So now we need to add our field, that is the test field. Test form field. Okay. The test form field, we have the correct decoration. Yes, and input what? We have input decoration. Then in the input decoration, we need to add the hint. That's the hint test, and this one will be email or phone. So email or phone. Okay, I need to make sure this is in single or double quote. And next we need to add a border, and the border will use the outline input border, this one. And for outline border, let's do outline input border. Outline input border. Border outline input border. Input border. Okay. Outline input border. This is yelling at us, so I want to double check. No, but let's add this. I think it has a required border radius. But for the border radius, we use the dot circular, and we'll set this to 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Outline input. Oh, spell a mistake. Okay. Then we have border radius. We need to begin with border radius here. Here like this. And this needs to be small letter. Okay, perfect. Then now we need to now add another spacing after input. So this, we finish with this, and now a spacing in between this, and then we add the button. Okay, so the spacing should do 30 here. Okay, and next one, this is familiar. We have other buttons that looks like this, like the continue. So let's take this and then just change it. Let me see. Oh, button. Let's go to the signing up. Continue. I think continue. Yes, this should be fine for this button. Okay, size box. All right, then we move it to the password, and I paste it in here. Yeah. But here we need to use sign in through here. Yes. And here we change it to reset password. So reset password. Okay. That's all for now. So we are actually done with this page. Good. Let's tackle the other page now. the home page really setting all and bringing all the files and the folders in there. So you need to look up here, where up here you can see that we have included all the needed folders. So let's get started. So okay, what I'm gonna do is to actually add some variables in here, because we are going to add the application bottom navbar. So I'll put the int, and then this int will be equal to current. I set this to current index. Okay, so current index, and this index is equal to 0. Then I end it here. Next, I'm gonna have a final, and this final will actually be used for our lists. So lists, so all our tab or bottom navigation is gonna be in a list format. So this is actually a widget here, and this widget is gonna build individual using the index dot children. Let's use children, and here will be equal to, go to square bracket. So inside the square bracket, we'll be having a home screen in here. So home screen, and we'll be duplicating this home screen because we basically gonna refer to the same home screen for each of them. Now I'm gonna add a void here. So void here, like void, and I'm gonna add on tab. We have an on tab tab. On tab, we're going to have return index, int index, and int index, and then for this one, let's have a set state for this. So I have a set state, and this set state. Inside the set state, I'm gonna set the underscore current. Current index, and current index to the index. Okay, then I end this. All right, so we'll finish with this, and then we set it to the index. Now let me step into this. So for our scaffold, we actually gonna have the bottom navigation bar, and then we set the bottom navigation up bar or navigation bar. So we use this one, and in this we'll be having the items, which is gonna point to each of the items. So first, let me actually add. I'm gonna add unselected, not unselected size, but I'm gonna add unselected item color. So unselected item, let me do item color, and I'm gonna set this color to colors dot what dot gray, and the next will be selected. So selected item, let's say item color. Yes, so color, and I'm gonna set this this color dot I call black. Okay, good. Next, what I will do is to add on tap. So on tap here, on tap, and with the on tap, I'm gonna use the on tap at the top. Yes, and now these the items is gonna go here, but let me say the current index should be equal to underscore the current index here. Good. Then for this item, we're gonna have this open here. Okay, then inside the item we will have bottom navigation bar, and this bottom navigation bar will be having the icon. So this icon first we're gonna call icon, and this icon will be icon. Yes, then icon we're gonna have font icon here. So font icon, and with the font icon we're gonna have icon. So let's do home. Okay, and so we'll have this here, and then we'll have the title here. So title, and then the title will be assigned to a test, and this test will be assigned to the home icon. So we'll call it home. Okay, so now we have one on the screen, and we have the home. Next we're gonna do the others as well. So what we can do is to basically copy and paste this, like this one here, copy and paste the same thing, and then we simply have to add but we need to make sure we are still inside the nav bar, so inside this side, and we need to paste it here, but here we need to have a comma here, and then paste the other one here, but we bottom navigation bar. Okay. So bottom navigation bar items. Okay. Then we have next, we're gonna have user friend, set this to network. I can add another one like home. Then here we're gonna add my network. Then we have post. So post dot, this one will be dot plus circle. Okay, another one. This one will be notification. Okay, notifications, and here we're gonna add dot solid bell, solid dot solid L, solid L. Yes, and then the next one, we're gonna add the jobs. Okay, so after this, let me add jobs here. So okay, so we're gonna have home, home, and then here let's add jobs. Jobs. Okay, so jobs, and then we add dot briefcase, dot briefcase, briefcase, and then we add dot briefcase. Then after this, we're gonna add our body, and this body will have our what underscore the child, underscore child, and this child will be indexed to our current index. Okay, good. So our current index will now move here. Then we can see what we did. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So anytime, okay, so now what we have to do is to actually go to this page, and okay, so for this we need to set this here, like repeat the home, because we need to actually set the home to about, yeah, because we'll be repeating the same home because we are not adding too many interfaces. So only 1 2 3 4 5 2, yeah, 5. Then we save this. Okay, then we save this. So this one here. Okay, so how many we have? 1 2 3 4 5, and then we have a tab. So we need to refresh the whole page. Refresh the whole page, and then we run again. So we have this. Okay, we can go back once more and have a scroll view of this, and then we have name. Then we can have sign in and login. Okay, so we can go to this. Yes, so we only have these ones in here. So this is our data set, and it's only 4. Good. So this is what we have. So if I set these pages multiple times, then it's going to load the same thing. Yeah, so you can really set other pages to it as well. Okay, so peace, I'm out. We are done with this tutorial. I'll recommend you check the other last video and make sure you follow along so that you can get all the source code correct. Thanks, I'm out.